Bill O'Reilly here, Monday, October 26, 2020. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening today in America. Judge Barrett likely to be confirmed to the Supreme Court today. Americans flee California in record numbers. Opioid overdoses jump during the contagion. Angry Italians riot in Rome over COVID curfews. Covens of witches cast a spell on President Trump this Halloween. Also ahead, what does Joe Biden really believe? But first, the Senate holding a final vote on the confirmation of Judge Amy Coney Barrett, President Trump's third pick to join the Supreme Court. Latest polls show a majority of Americans do back Barrett's approval, while two-thirds oppose the Democrat plan to pack the Supreme Court after the election. California's high-income exodus breaking records. Officials believe nearly 1 million people have fled the Golden State since March, most earning more than $100,000 a year. Folks say they're being forced out by California's liberal policies, high taxes, crime, and homelessness. Most Californians now moving to Texas, Arizona, or Nevada. Drug overdoses in the USA surging. Opioid fatalities up 25% in Maine, 50% in Kentucky, 70% in Oregon, and 90% in New York. Doctors blame the surge on social isolation, unemployment, and a disruption of drug treatment services during the pandemic. Riots erupting in Rome as Italian officials impose new COVID shutdown measures. Hundreds of demonstrators battle police in the capital after 2 months of lockdowns. Cases in Italy have recently risen sevenfold despite closing parks, restaurants, and beaches. Similar protests now taking place in Spain, Switzerland, and Germany as people suffer economically from COVID. Thousands of witches targeting President Trump this week, casting a binding spell so he loses the election. The ladies claim 2 full moons in the month of October give them special powers to take down the president. The Covens tried the same incantation in 2016. Didn't work as the black magic failed to deliver. Happy Halloween. In a moment, what Joe Biden really thinks about America. Up next. How bad is your back, knee, or neck pain? Mine was pretty bad. I played 4 sports when I was younger, and it's catching up with me now. I tried a lot of stuff to manage the pain. Ointments, pain relievers, fish oil, nothing worked. So a doctor friend of mine recommended Omega XL, and here's why. The underlying cause of painful, achy joints and muscles is inflammation. The key to knock down inflammation before it causes damage is backed by 35 years of research. And that's what Omega XL does. The doctor also says, quote, I can't write any prescription that comes close to what Omega XL accomplishes. She was right. So if you're suffering with painful, achy joints and muscles, stop wasting money and switch to Omega XL. Order Omega XL now and get a second bottle free. Visit OmegaXL.com/Bill, OmegaXL.com/Bill, or you can call 800-844-4888, 800-844-4888. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day, Joe Biden and his country. By the end of last week's second debate, Mr. Biden seemed tired. He looked at his watch and then appeared to be silently thinking, who has my jammies? It was closing in on 10:30. But old Joe was not a diminished guy on the stage. If the definition of a debate winner is the candidate helped the most, then President Trump won. But Mr. Biden held his own until the last round when he blurted out he wants to eliminate the oil industry. I knew that all along, but what I did not know until this week is exactly how Joe Biden feels about his country. Yes, he's a long-standing public servant, and that should be respected. But as far as the nation is concerned, I believe Biden's heart is not in the right place. In a rare question and answer with a journalist, a former vice president said, quote, America was an idea We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. We've never lived up to it, unquote. That is a far-left view, that the United States is not a noble nation because some citizens were and are denied equal rights. So we have to rearrange the entire country and create a powerful central government to impose social justice. You may remember that New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said pretty much the same thing when he opined America was, quote, never that great. It is apparent that Joe Biden has bought into a governing concept that would harm some citizens in order to help others. And if he is elected president, many Americans are likely to be hurt in the name of economic, environmental, and racial justice. It is certainly true that our country has treated blacks and Native Americans unfairly throughout history. I document that in my books, Killing Crazy Horse and Killing Lincoln. And by the way, most Americans accept that history is flawed, not only here, but in every single nation on earth. The intent of the Founding Fathers was to provide a system that would allow freedom and the pursuit of happiness without government interference. We fought the Revolutionary War and the Civil War to ensure that promise. Over the years, hundreds of thousands of Americans have died in conflicts against tyranny. Many of the colonists, including some of the founders, understood that slavery was an insult to God and to humanity. But the power did not exist in Philadelphia back then to force the southern colonies to outlaw it. So a new nation arose with a brutal deficit. Does that mean America has never lived up to its promise? No, it does not. The truth that Joe Biden does not accept is that the USA today provides more opportunity to pursue happiness than any other country in the world. Poor and desperate people in Honduras understand that. Mr. Biden does not. After 47 years in government, Joe Biden does not seem to see the truth about America, and he's not alone. To me, that is very sad. I'm Bill O'Reilly, and I approve that message by actually writing it. Disagree? I want to hear from you. Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. And please consider my aforementioned book, Killing Crazy Horse, big bestseller. I think you will like it. In a moment, something you might not know. Investors, are you seeking steady cash flow, ready to diversify? Have you considered a proven real estate investment fund? NRIA is one of the nation's leading realty specialists and offers 10% annualized monthly payouts, with bonuses targeted to 21%. That's right, you could receive steady 10% return monthly payments with bonuses. You know, they specialize in realty investing done right. Even use your 401k or IRA to invest. NRIA's 15-year track record and $1.2 billion in new construction development backs you. So learn how you can invest in this hard asset real estate cash flow fund today and receive 10% annualized monthly payouts with bonuses. This is something savvy investors should research and consider. Please call now, 201-210-2727, 201-210-2727, or visit nria.net.
An offer to buy or sell any security is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. National is a real estate development firm. See us at nria.net.
Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 139 years ago today, two outfits squared off in a dusty town on the American frontier. The Earp brothers against the so-called outlaw cowboy gang at the OK Corral in Tombstone, Arizona. Here's the real story behind America's most famous Western shootout. After discovering silver and some gold in the nearby hills around 1877, Tombstone quickly grew into the richest mining town in America. Wyatt Earp, a former Kansas police officer, moved to Arizona with his brothers, Morgan and Virgil, and they became the law in Tombstone. The Clanton and McLaury brothers were bandits who lived on a ranch outside of town, working as cattle thieves and guns for hire. In the fall of 1881, The cowboys rode into Tombstone for supplies, booze, and a little gambling. On the morning of October 26th, the gang had multiple run-ins with the Earp brothers and their friend, Doc Holliday. Around 3 p.m., the outfit was found drunk in an empty lot behind the OK Corral. The famous gunfight lasted less than a half minute. About 30 shots were fired. Though it's still debated who started the fracas, most reports say the shootout began when Virgil Earp pulled out his revolver and shot Billy Clanton point blank in the chest. When the smoke cleared after 30 seconds, Billy and both McClary brothers were dead. Virgil, Morgan, and Holliday were wounded, but Wyatt Earp was unharmed. And here's something else you might not know. The local sheriff of Cochise County, who actually saw the shootout, charged the Earps and Doc Holliday with murder. 1 month later, a Tombstone judge found the men not guilty, ruling they were, quote, fully justified in committing these homicides, unquote. The 30-second gunfight at the OK Corral has been depicted in more than 50 films, dozens of books, and is considered the most famous conflict in the American West. Back after this. As you may know, more than 44 million Americans have lost their jobs. The Fed just warned the recession may get worse, so I recommend you consider gold and silver. And the only company I recommend is American Hartford Gold Group. I trust them. I've done business with them. I recommend them. They sell physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or inside your IRA. And they make it easy. So please call them right now. And make sure you tell them that Bill sent you. And they will give you, ready? $1,500 of free silver on your first order. Since I've been recommending American Hartford Gold Group, gold is up more than 30%. So don't wait. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.